Great day, everyone. Natasha Allen here with Nurture by Natasha, here to help you to cultivate that healthy lifestyle while taking the time to put the mask on you. Great evening, everyone. Hopefully, everyone has had a golden day. I know that the weather was a little bit, not so great when it started off today, but the sun did begin to peek out. So that's a great thing, right? And so wanted to tune on with you on this evening to say hello to each and every one of you and to come on to you on this motivational Monday. I know I popped in here a little bit earlier on today and wanted to pop on here. We typically pop on in here Monday, Wednesday, and Friday for Nurture by Natasha at the 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Hour. And so if you're tuning in with us, we greatly thank you for stopping on by this way. And if you're watching it as a replay, kudos to you. Stay till the end. We have some special announcements that we definitely want to make. Hey, Tamara, thank you so much for tuning in. And so we want to help you to make this a prosperous week, right? Many of us, we hate Mondays, and then if it's cold and if it's rainy, then it's not a good Monday, right? And so many of us don't like rolling out of the bed, especially after having a long weekend. If you're one that have the weekend off, kudos to you. Hey, Nasia. And so I wanted to, hey Dana, to share with you some important tips that help you to kick off your week, right? And so many of us, we take the time on Sunday or maybe even Saturday, or some of us are still maybe behind, but nevertheless, we can still have a prosperous week, right? It's just the top of the day, a top of the evening, so to say. And so we can always start somewhere. Everyone's starting point is not always going to be the same. And so that's absolutely fine. And so hopefully these tips and tools that I jotted down this evening that we're going to share with you, whether you're catching it during the day, the midday, whatever time of day that it is. Hey, Chrissy, that these tips and tools will help you not only in your life, but in your business as well. So we're going to jump right on in. And so number one, the first thing that we must do each and every day is to set goals. And I like setting goals. Goals are absolutely fine, and hopefully you like setting goals as well. And so when setting goals is, you play the key role in setting the goal, right? You got to have your handy dandy pen, which is super important. And hopefully you already have a notebook or some paper that you carry around with you to help you to get your day started, right? Because we can't remember everything right here all the time. And so I know if many of you, once you have children, hey Marvin, thank you so much for tuning in, that you begin to forget some things, especially when you become a mom, right? So happy Mother's Day to all of the moms that are tuning in. It's Mother's Day every single day. We wear our cape and our vest and our super S on our chest each and every day. And so, playing a key role is super important of setting the tone. And most of the time, us as queens, we set the role in the household, right? Especially with the children. Dad says no, they say go ask mom, or whatever the case may be. Mom sets the tone. And so having a key role and having a time and a place for everything, right? And setting things in its perspective. Everyone has their Pacific wash day. They have their certain days that they do certain things. And so setting goals is super important. I like setting goals. But what really makes a goal is when you have that wonderful expectation. Because if you just set a goal, many people set a goal and it's at the end of each court when you play football as well as soccer or lacrosse or any of those wonderful sports that we play. But your expectation is to get all the way down to the end to get it in, the goal, right? And so that's your expectation each and every day. What is your expectation that you have set out for yourself? Long before Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, or maybe even Tuesday rolls back around again. What are your goals that you're setting for yourself? It's important to wake up to know which direction you're going to go in, right? We know that our feet's going to hit the floor. We know we're going to get up and brush our teeth. Hey, Miss Edna, thank you so much for tuning in. And so it's super important to know what are your key roles. You should have at least 2 to 3 things each and every day that you start your day out with, that you know automatically these are super important things before I answer a phone call, after I say my prayers. If you're getting up in the morning and praying to the good old Lord upstairs, then you need to have 2 to 3 things that you're going to set out to do throughout your day and get those things started right away, right? They may be a little uncomfortable, but it's important to get them done. It's going to help you in your week to prosper and all the good things that you got going on throughout your week. Scheduling is super important, right? If you run a business, we know that scheduling appointments is super important. And we know that in our lifestyle, that if we have a dentist appointment or a doctor's appointment, we must schedule those things. In order to get those things done, we have to have a schedule. They put us on their schedule. And so why aren't you having a schedule for times of things that you're going to do throughout your day, throughout your week? It's important. It's important. Get your calendar. The dollar store has some great calendars that are out there. And so that's the first thing. The second thing that we should do to have a prosperous week is get the most out of our day, right? Get the most out of our day. Some of us, we're not morning butterflies, and that's absolutely fine. We still have our crown on as we lay on our pillows, and some of us seem to pull the covers way up. But sometimes we gotta get up, and I'm one. I'll hit the snooze button over and over again. My family gets on me all the time of hitting the snooze. But guess what? Once I'm up, this is me all day long on 100. Trust me. Even on a cloudy day, this is me. And so, in the midst of getting the most out of your day, don't settle, right? You can be the best version of you each and every day. You know what it is that your expectations that you set the first part of your day with number one. And so in the midst of doing that, you cannot settle for less, right? If you set out to do something, get it done, right? The only person that we can fail each and every day is the man that looks in the mirror, the woman that looks in the mirror that looks back at us. And so no one knows what your to-do list is and what it is that you have to do unless you share it, right? And it's fine to have that accountability partner. It's super fine to definitely to do that. Let's see here why my phone cord is not reading here. It's super important to do that. And the other thing is to implement things that you may do on a 9-to-5. Many of us have a 9-to-5, and we may gripe and we may groan about the things that our supervisor or our investor, as I call them, help us to do throughout the day. But if you begin to really get laser focused on the things that they're getting you to do, they're running a business, right? And they hired you for a business. It's the same thing with an MLM or whatever type of business that you do if you work for yourself. What are the things that you used to implement when you worked on a 9-to-5? How are you implementing them in your day? Or how can you implement them to work in your favor, right? Sometimes we got to really open our eyes and even our ears to really see what's going on around us and how we can shift that to work for us, right? It's many things that is in our day, the little teeny things that will help to guide us and to give us pointers of doing what it is that we can do throughout our day. The third thing that we can do is resisting. Many of us resist the things that we ask for. This mouthpiece right here is very powerful. It's the most powerful tool that's on your body. Even though it doesn't have any bones in it at all, it's very powerful. And so when we speak things into existence as though they were, and then when they happen, we don't want to really do them. We saying, why is this happening to me? But we got to remember some of the things that we ask for in life. Hey, you only get what you ask for. And so in the midst of doing that, don't resist. You know, when things are really uncomfortable in our lifestyles, as they will be, especially in adulting, right? We don't have anyone that makes us get up to do anything that we want to. Hey, as an adult, if it doesn't get done, then hey, the lights get turned off, you get evicted, and all of those wonderful things. So we have to own our own stuff, right? We have to own our own stuff, and it's not for someone else to come knocking at our door and preaching and teaching and telling us all of these things, but just to give us the tips and tools as I'm giving you here on tonight. You can chew what you want and you can spit the rest out. And so it's stop resisting of the things that you've already asked for. If you say you're sick and tired of that 9-to-5 and you're running a business and it has already a structured plan that's already laid out for you, why are you resisting? Get out and do what's needed, right? You have to put the time and energy for an evaluation on a 9-to-5. It's time to put in the time and the energy into your own lifestyle as well. Show up for you. Hire the higher you. Right? Each and every day. Number 4 is to nurture your relationship. Nurture your relationship. It is super important each and every day to nurture your relationship, whether it's with your significant other, whether it's with your children, whether it's with the people that you sit with in church. Hello, ouch, stepped on some toes. And, we have to really nurture our relationship. And that doesn't mean of texting your loved one and you're right in the same household, or to having that type of emoji conversation with your teenager. Communication goes a long way. It's a foundation to a whole lot of things. And oftentimes we have to nurture it, right? And sometimes, we think we know people. We all grow and change and shift just like the four seasons. And so it's important to nurture your relationship. Get to know your spouse all over again. Sometimes we got to even go back, all the way back, to nurturing the best person that we can nurture, which is ourselves, right? Putting the mask on ourselves. And that's what it's all about. I am your nurturing coach. And so it's super important to do just that, of putting the mask on you before you can actually nurture someone else. So many of us need to do that. Some of us don't know how to treat ourselves, so we don't know how to treat others. And it's super important. It always starts with you, right? And so stretch yourself. That's number 6. Number 6 is stretch yourself. Sometimes we get so comfortable and so, just right where we are. We're just comfortable. Everything's working good in our favor, that we don't want to get outside of our comfort zone to be stretched, right? To be stretched. And so sometimes getting stretched is going to take you way outside your comfort zone. Things that's not going to feel comfortable. Things that's going to feel that it's not going your way. And why is this happening to me? That's a great thing. It means that you're being stretched. So keep on moving one foot in front of the other. It's super important. And number 7 is be disciplined. Being disciplined, right? We discipline our children, but sometimes we got to take some of our own stinking thinking, stuff that we think, and say the things that we say to our children. Have you ever done that? Jot down some of the things that you get tired of saying to your children, and maybe your parents are grown and they say, hey, she's on her own. Sometimes I have to do that when I'm disciplining my 13-year-old and just say, hey, how can I really get on her when I got some baggage going on in my closet, in my good old bag as well? And so sometimes as adults, as guardians, as siblings, all of that good jazz, we have to sometimes look in our own toolbox and see we got some stuff going on in there as well that we need to clean up. And so making a difference is super important each and every day, to pour into someone else. That's number 7. Number 7 is making a difference. And you can make a difference in so many different ways. Volunteering, being an advocate for a youth in your community, and maybe even that homeless person that you may have passed on the street, or someone that you passed that just needed an encouraging word, that maybe had picked up the phone and called you on today, or you picked up the phone and called them. It's super important to do that each and every day. It is, to make a difference. And that's my goal each and every day, that if I can open these 2 wonderful eyes, that's a blessing already. I've gotten all that I needed for today and have activity of my limbs. I've done just that. And to be a blessing to someone else, that's way over top. But I'm going to do a recap. So number 1 is set goals. It's super important to set goals, but don't set goals if you're not going to set an expectation, right? You got to get to the end of that goal. Number 2 is get the most out of your day. It's super important to get up early, or if you're not a morning person, get the most out of your day at your point of time in your day, right? Number 3 is do things that are resisting. Do things that are resisting. Number 4 is nurture your relationships. Nurture your relationships. And that could be in business or in lifestyle. Stretch yourself. It's important to stretch yourself and get outside your comfort zone. Try it small. Just one thing each and every day. And then soon you'll find that you're fearless and unapologetically doing the things that you thought that you will never be able to do. But continue to stretch yourself, right? Don't just stay there. Continue to stretch yourself. Being disciplined is super important each and every day. To be disciplined, write it down, write the vision, make it plain, do it, you got it. And number 7 is to make a difference. Make a difference in someone's life, no matter big or small. You just never know who's watching you and who want to see you win on purpose just as much as you do. And so thank you so much for tuning in with us for our Nurture by Natasha channel. If you're in the surrounding DMV area, come and join us on June the 8th. We have our Sip and Sniff. We'll be teaching about essential oils. It is a $30 investment, right? Your health is truly your wealth. And so we're going to be making some scrubs as well as some essential oil rollers that will help you to take time to relax and nurture you in your comforts of your own home or your space. It's better than Calgon Take Me Away, especially when you can take that time to create that serenity sanctuary for yourself. Go over and visit our website over at nurturebynatasha.com, where you can find a wonderful PDF that's free for you by just registering for our newsletter that we're going to get back to sending out each and every week. But it's a wonderful PDF that helps you to manage time. Time is one thing that we can never ever get back, and it's super important to manage it each and every day. So thank you so much for tuning in. Drop down below and tell us what was your biggest takeaway on this evening, this day, whatever time zone that you're tuning in from. We greatly appreciate you. And follow us here at the Nurture by Natasha channel over on Facebook at Nurture by Natasha VIP page, as well as on IG. We're Nurture by Natasha there, and we're on Periscope as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hopefully you'll have a great evening. And if not, hey, it will get better. The sun will truly shine once again in your day. Take care, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.